After months of violence, ethnic divide, ethnic confrontation, finally Manipur is seeing a ray of hope that can propel the state toward the path of peace, progress, and development. This hope is given by the new Chief Minister of Manipur, who for the first time after 2023 were able to bring both Kukis and Meiteis, the group that are fighting here, on a single platform. And this is a very big development, very important development as far as the status of Manipur is concerned. So let us try to understand this in entire detail. First of all, to give you a brief background of Manipur conflict, we know that it was year 2023, the month of May, when two groups of Manipur, Kukis living largely in the hill areas and Meiteis living in the Imphal Valley region, came and clashed with each other. This resulted into large-scale violence that has led to more than hundreds of people dying. Over 60,000 plus people have been displaced, and interestingly, both of the communities have been affected adversely because of these violences. These ethnic clashes became norm after this May clashes, and many times we have seen these two groups clashing against each other in different parts of the state. As such, the driving factor behind this clash was obviously the demand of Meiteis to be included in the scheduled tribe list, which was continuously being opposed by Kuki-Zo, as they believe that such a decision by government, if taken, would jeopardize the safety that Kuki-Zo community has, would jeopardize the advantages and the benefits that they have due to them being put under scheduled tribe due to the reservation benefit, largely enjoying the reservation benefit. So there was also a geographical divide that was seen in this ethnic divide. As we have discussed, Meiteis live in the valley areas and the Kuki-Zo live in the hill areas. So somewhere hill versus valley classes we have seen taking place in the state as such. Now, what is the recent breakthrough that is being observed here? So we know that in the 2025 month of January, the current the then Chief Minister of Manipur had to resign because he was not able to control the violence here. He was not able to put forward any long-term solution. And then since last 1 year, Manipur was under the president rule. Now recently, Khemchand, a very well-known MLA from this Manipur, he became the chief minister, and the chief minister had then launched a joint platform where he tried to bring both of these groups together. In this case, the interaction was made between the internally displaced people, both from the Kuki community as well as the Meitei communities. This was done in the Langol relief camp. Obviously, this was a virtual meeting, but nonetheless, it is an important step. The meeting was between by the video conference. And why it is important? Because again, I told you, it is first such meeting between the people from both communities after the violence as such. Because since May 2023, these two communities were not looking each other eye to eye, they're not seeing each other eye to eye. Both of them are considering each other as the enemy and villain as such. And that's why any such platform where they can be brought together, where they can talk and discuss together, is a welcome step. Now, the reason behind this video conferencing and bringing up of both these communities was due to the relief measure that was introduced by the state government. The state government has decided that every individual who is internally displaced, who has to flee their home because of the violence and the fear of attack, they will get assistance of 2,420 rupees. At the same time, those people who have lost their home in the arson, in the attack, they will get a compensation of rupees 1 lakh in installment. And overall, for this, the state government has allocated a revenue of rupees 33 crore, focusing upon both Meiteis on one hand as well as Kuki community. Burnt house supported, we have discussed. Plus, direct benefit transfer would be done to them in their account as such. So that was the reason why Chief Minister brought the community, both communities together as such. Government obviously is trying to put forward an outreach program and try to start and begin what you can call as a common dialogue. Because no matter which kind of violence, which kind of this intergroup rivalry we are talking about, no matter where we will talk about in the world, one thing that we have seen is that no long-term solution can be brought up unless and until both group began to talk with each other, unless and until both group discuss what is the grievances, how they can move forward as such. So that is why government also has focused upon resettlement. Because if you talk about the interview that was taken by several media houses few months back, we have seen that thousands and thousands of refugees are currently living in temporary camp. They have stated that they do not want to live like this in temporary condition. They are suffering economically, financially, mentally, and also from health perspective, education perspective. So they want to go back to their home, but the problem is that there's no safety guarantee for them by the government as such. And government also has taken note of it, and Chief Minister himself has stated that he would ensure that education support is provided to the people, to children specifically who have been impacted by this displacement. Healthcare access to be provided to them, and also Chief Minister was willing to hear their grievances to come with a solution as such. Obviously, In this regard, he made a very important remark. He said that I am not a god, but I would not let your tears go to waste. So that is very important consolation, especially if it is coming from such high office as chief minister, because it builds trust and confidence in the governance by the people as such. Now, apart from that, several additional steps have been taken by government, like sports diplomacy, civil society talks is going on by both groups as such. Hill Valley visits is being done, and even before becoming chief minister, when he was MLA, he visited the Kuki majority areas, Kuki regions, and that also drew a lot of attention. And this was first attempt made by the ruling party to bridge the divide between the both community as such. So community leaders also have met, and overall effort is being made to build confidence in the community that everything can be good again, everything can become normal again, and people can go back to living their life as they used to do before the violence broke out in 2023. Now, the biggest question is that these steps that have been taken by the new administration, new chief minister, new government, to what extent they are going to play a significant role in developing or in building peace in the state. So, first of all, we have to understand that every peace comes from the rebuilding of trust that seems to have completely broken between both communities. Such Kukis do not trust what Meitei says, Meiteis do not trust what Kuki say. So that is where government should try to focus its effort in. So symbolic unity, for example, bringing of both communities are obviously example of that. Inclusive platforms government is trying to provide, and at the same time government also is trying to show to both communities that grievances which they share is not only their grievances, similar kind of effect other community also has faced. Internal displacement is not only faced by one community, but it is a problem and challenge faced by both communities. So that's why what is the need of suffering? Rather, we should come, discuss, talk together, and revive the dialogue, and then we should only move forward as such. Apart from that, also you have to understand that whenever you have the violence, when people lose their family members, when people lose their houses, there is a fear of disgruntlement, anger and frustration. Unless and until that is healed, peace cannot be restored as such. So mistrust has to be reduced. Social reintegration is the need of the hour, and that is only possible if the government is able to build empathy among the people as such. And that is why many of the experts have suggested that there should be a neutral committee. There should be people of the state or people who are trying to bring consensus, bring both groups together. They should be respected by both the communities. Otherwise, it would not yield result as such. So to de-escalate the conflict, that though at physical level it has stopped, we have not seen large scale violence erupting from the time when president rule was imposed largely, but somewhere in the mind of people violence still exists, violence still is present. So to de-escalate, that is where from violence we have to remove as such. Peace, again, significance wise, rehabilitation is being pushed upon. Return to homes, again chief minister has stated that there is obviously issues in sending all the people back to their homes, because a lot of the people have lost their homes. Again, to secure them, to provide them safety and all, this is a challenging task. But as far as the financial security is concerned, government has come forward and are willing to help these people as such. So to some extent we are seeing a change from the past as such. In this administration, what experts are arguing is a human-centric approach that is being seen here, where rather than looking from the vote bank politics, rather than looking at what group to favor, what group to not favor, rather this administration has taken a human-centric approach where both groups are being seen as someone who has suffered from this violence, and that's why the justice need to be done to both groups as such. So it overall signals that government is willing to bring stability to the entire situation. And obviously, as the president rule has ended, the civilian administration has been restored in the state, there is a possibility that it might yield result and will bring to fruition the objective as such. Then long-term reconciliation obviously is going to be a significant challenge. It will not happen in the short duration, it will take lot of time, and that is why administrative balance is required. To address the identity issue is also one of the things that administration and government should focus upon. That is only possible with sustained engagement. Sustained engagement means government should not just focus upon and favor one community rather than and neglecting other community. Rather, all the time they should try to bring all the people together, because again Manipur is a diverse state. It has people coming from Meitei group, it has people from Kuki group, Jo community, it has member from Naga group. So all of these people should be brought together, consultation, negotiation should be done between them, and then only we can prevent relapse of this peaceful situation that we are seeing in Manipur going back to the violence like situation. Way forward is nothing but continuous dialogue. Again, a neutral mechanism should be introduced here. Inclusive governance is also something that we can learn from the neighboring state also. Like we know that in case of Tripura, We had similar kind of problems earlier in the 1970s, 1980s, but by the following of good governance model of by the then administration, to some extent these grievances were settled down. So such kind of inclusive governance definitely build trust among the community and people, that chief minister or government or state government is not favoring one group. Chief minister or state government is not working for the benefit and welfare of one group only, rather all the resident of this group is something they are going to benefit it. Security plus reconciliation is going to be the major step on which government is going to work. Development definitely is going to be a major area where focus should be, because we know that most of the violence that we see, though even it seems to be stemming out from the ethnic factors, identity based factor, to some extent it is rooted into the financial challenges, because when people are not economically sufficient, when people are not able to be financially independent, they try to then put their grievance, put their anger in the violent manner. So development definitely of the state would bring this friction to a minimum level and could further reduce the ethnic based violence and this confrontation as such. So these are all going to be a major this way, we can say, or major step through which durable peace framework can be introduced on the stage, and the demand of people that there should be prevalence of peace finally in the Manipur, it should be done here. That's all about this particular video. If you like the video, please like, share with aspirants, as a subscribe channel for more content. Thank you very much.